Hello again, Gemini. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au with the March 2017 forecast. It's the brief synopsis of what's going on in the heavens and how it's affecting your star sign of Gemini. So thanks for being here, and hopefully you'll gain something out of what I see for you in the coming month or so. Now, when the sun transits the 10th house, it's always considered a very good omen. And usually around this time of the year, it's a good time of the year for you because the sun in the 10th house gains what we call directional strength, and strength by virtue of the fact that the sun is the shining power that an individual has. So your profession is very much highlighted at this time of the year. And we also see Mercury there at the moment. Now, these two planets are hemmed in between what we call the South Node and also Neptune, two very, very spiritual planets, but planets that can also indicate some confusion around your work, your profession, and what you're doing. So sometimes what happens is that you're offered grand opportunities, but because you are not altogether certain of yourself, who you are, your identity, and what it is you want in life, that you may actually lose the opportunities that are being presented by life right now. So it's important, rather than jumping at anything that's offered, to ask yourself whether you've clearly identified what it is that you want to achieve in life. I speak about this a lot in these segments because the type of astrology I do is more or less focused on self-empowerment and how you can actually attain the sorts of levels in life that you want. This is one such cycle when you are very much able to bring that into focus, but you may have to work hard for that given the conjunction of the Sun with Neptune on the 2nd of March, and then again Mercury making that same conjunction to Neptune on the 4th. So the first few days of the month could be a little bit wobbly, and this has to do with you not being clear on what it is you want. Also, the 10th house has to do with employers. This could be your direct boss or managers that you work with, not giving you clear directives, or confusion, and work not being conducted properly because you may simply not have asked the questions that you need to. So don't be cutting corners mentally. You need to be very specific. Specificity in the first week of the month, I think, is one of the key words for those of you born under Gemini, which is unusual because you're normally very, very specific. The other thing here that leads me to say that is that your ruling planet Mercury, transiting this 10th house, which happens to be Pisces, is the weakest sign in the zodiac. So, Pisces is very much an intuitive sign. It works from the gut. It's compassionate. It's emotional because it's a water sign. You're actually born under the star sign of Gemini, which is an air sign, an intellectual sign. So there you have it. This intellectual planet, the planet that defines you, is the core of your personality signature. Being intellectual is thrown into the deep end of the pool, so to speak. And that's literally astrologically because, being the water sign. So it's not going to function. You're not going to think so clearly. You're going to have all sorts of confusions there in this area of your life. One of the good planets for you is Venus. It is a friend to you. It's in the 11th house of friendships. And if you've got any doubts, you need to maybe consult with a friend who can help you in these matters. And that's also shown by the fortifying triangular aspect that will be forming over the next month or so with Venus to Saturn. There's also a very, very good opportunity for communication to friends and even your marital partner or your de facto or spouse, shown by the Mercury aspect. That will be challenging for you. That takes place, let me have a look there on the list here. It's actually a Sagittarius Pisces square right at the end of the month before Mercury moves out on the 12th. And that's before the full moon takes place in the sign of Virgo, which is the fourth house of family. So it's good to ask questions, but maybe the answers you hear from your family members may not be exactly what you expect. So no need to react to that. Just take in all the advice you can, because you're going to need it. But I suspect you're still going to be a little bit lazy, and synthesizing all of that information may not happen straight away just now. The other important aspect I want to talk to you about is the new moon. That's also that's happening later in the month, around the 28th, just a few days before the month finishes. But certainly an aspect that brings with it a revival of friendship, relationship, and opportunities for networking like you haven't seen for a while. That's coupled with the placement of Venus, but Venus is doing the retrogression that I mentioned on March 4th. Just as it goes to move to the conjunction of Uranus, it takes a backward step and will change everything completely. So this is a revisionary period for you, Gemini, a period in which you think you're about to make some decisions, then you pull back. But let me tell you, at the end of the day, even if you feel a little disappointed that things haven't worked out exactly the way you wanted, this is precisely what you need to give you the circumspection to make those changes that are going to be all important, and in the end, in the long run, very, very positive for you. The trine aspect on the 30th to Saturn is important. First, you had the square of it earlier in the month. The triangular aspect is fortifying. It's an easy, very supportive aspect. And again, if we take a look at Saturn, Saturn is ruling your 8th house and to some extent the 9th house. So these are transformative segments of your horoscope, showing that your self-talk will improve. And if you've been feeling a little self-doubtful, I think the end of the month is going to see a complete turnaround on that. Thank God. So don't forget, next month, do join me again. If you want more on this, we can give you more detailed analysis at the website, astrology.com.au. We've done a more detailed textual version of this. And also we still have the yearly horoscopes up, so you can get this month in the context of where you're going long term. Take care. Thanks again for joining me. See you again next month.